Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the beautiful, wonderful, frickin' city server. Look at this. Look at the 20 view distance, guys. It's been in a couple videos now, but a lot of those have been multiplayer kind of stuff, and we haven't done any kind of building and any kind of industry stuff that the people crave. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have a plan that's going to help the server a lot, actually. So, since I'm running 20 viewed, look at it. Isn't it crazy, dude? You can see for freaking miles. It's actually so cool. There's the long freight train of crude oil. But if you look at this, look at the FPS, all right? There's a little bit of discrepancy in it when you look around. Now, some of it is caused by things like, oh well, you know, let me get this straight. I have a mod that basically it simulates uh, render distance. It actually simulates if it's going to be rendering that chunk as like a loaded chunk and not just visibly, right? So basically the simulation distance is very low, but the render distance is high. So a lot of this FPS fluctuation I have is based off of what's in a specific direction. And the one problem I have is it's relatively stable enough around what I prefer over here, but I do have a situation that I've been meaning to reconcile for a while. So let's freaking head over there really quick and talk about what we're doing today. But it's gonna be a retrofitting of the refinery, I guess you can call it, the refinery there on the coast, because it uses a lot of buildcraft stuff, and that buildcraft stuff is very FPS intensive, and I think I can do it better with immersive engineering. So I built this, by the way. I built this without anyone's permission. I just built it. Check it out. We got a police station, baby, in town. It's beautiful. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal the police helicopter, and we're going to go over to the refinery over there. You can see it a bit, which is crazy. You can see it. And we'll talk about what we're doing today over there really quick. Okay, so as you guys can see, we're at the refinery. We flew over from the warehouse. Very cool that you can see all this. But this is what I'm talking about. So, if I go over here and look towards the city, I get, 90, I get 70 FPS. And then if I go boom, look at the refinery. Boom. The FPS goes boom, like in a bad way. And now my theory is that this is all contributing factors from the excess use of this red power cables, this cables mod. I think these guys chew up the FPS bad. And then also, I don't run any immersive engineering parts. I just run all buildcraft pipes, buildcraft fluid tanks, buildcraft everything. It's fricked up in here, okay? So what we got to do is I think this battery here, I think I'm going to be able to keep it, basically rip out all this wiring, and then I'm going to convert it into single immersive engineering fluid tanks, and we'll see what that does. rip out all this wiring, because I'll give you guys a tour. We haven't been here in a long time. This was a refinery, because every one of these tanks, look at this, is controlled by this wall of crazy levers. And that's why all these wires run around this whole refinery. And also, this no longer will be a refinery once this conversion is complete. Because here's the fuel side. We made Buildcraft fuel using this, but that's outdated. We're only into immersive engineering fuel. And then here's our pipes that you hook up the ship from the offshore oil platform. It comes with oil, and then look at this. This is the refinery section. More levers, more crazy, more stuff that it's just outdated, old, and this whole place needs a revamp. This water tank's empty, and then these auxiliary tanks are empty as well. So we have a whole lot of shit in here, and like I said, FPS wise, it's just a drain, man. Cause like you look over that way, and the FPS is like decent. You know, it's in the high 60s, and then you look over this way, and it's just boom, cut in half, bro. So let's do a little bit of updating around here. Let's do a little bit of updating and minimizing. I think what we're gonna do too while we're up here is, if we're looking at the map, the way that this train follows this, I don't like how close it is. I've never liked how close it was to the runway here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually straighten it out and curve it this way and make it work, or at least this, like have the curve right here somewhere instead of this zigzag. And I think we're going to figure out a way to do that. But yeah, this is going to get converted into more of like a battery rather than a refinery. So it's going to store crude oil for transport from the ocean to rail cars. I think that's fair. And then I think this is all going to go away. I think it's just going to be dock for now. I don't really know. And yeah, I think overall we're going to improve the FPS of this whole place, and we're going to rejig this place, because this place hasn't been touched in a long time, and it's kind of like the final bit of the city that isn't modernized, I guess. And I know it's a lot of work, and it's kind of redundant that we're doing it again, but as you guys can see, the FPS is like the biggest curiosity I have, and this has always been intense, and the thing is, it's kind of outdated, like I said. So let's just see. So let's take some like look at the FPS, man. Like, we're just walking around here. It's crazy, dude. It's diabolical. Like, that stuff's not as bad. This stuff is just... So once we get into just blowing this stuff up, it's going to be... We're going to have so much cable, which is going to be awesome, because I've learned my lesson. If I want to automate it, I can just run computers, and this was pre-computers. So let's freaking modernize our... Let's call it coastal battery here. So where the hell do I even start with this? I guess the biggest lag fest is all this cabling. So good lord, this is going to be a lot of work. Let's time lapse it, let's come back and let's see the improvements, and then let's see how much better it freaking works. But for now, I got a lot of work ahead of me. I've built, I've rebuilt. How do I say this? I have destroyed the oil refinery, and I have recreated it and managed to get sick in that time. So if my voice sounds strange, that's what's happened. And yes. So everybody, for the grand reveal, look at the refinery now. Isn't it glorious? Oh my god. It's beautiful, isn't it? Obviously, I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, I've recreated. So I don't know how to explain this. All right, let's look at the train portion for a bit here. Remember all the decrepit buildcraft pipe, the lag, the FPS. Look at the FPS now. It's glorious. And this is on 20 chunk. Oh, big burp. 20 chunk view distance. You got to remember. So I'm running immersive engineering pipe. It's superior pipe for FPS. And y'all might be wondering, well, what the hell happened to the refinery? Or let's stop calling it a refinery. We've officially lost our refining abilities in the big city. Thomasburg, everyone, you obviously know about Thomasburg. I wish I could show you. I lost all my waypoints. Thomasburg is officially the refinery, the only refinery available for the region. Now, look at the FPS. This refinery was bunk. It could only refine buildcraft fuel anyway, so what I've recreated here is ship access, train access, no truck, but this is a fancy term for it's kind of like a crude oil battery. You could store a lot of crude oil here, and what I'm thinking is it'll allow us to use offshore oil drilling platforms, ship transportation into here, and then we could train it over to Thomasburg. Now, I would like to expand the facility, I think, a little bit and make it a bit more intricate with maybe one area to load refined fuels that we could transport from Thomasburg here to then fuel the city. But I didn't think that was that urgent, and honestly, I got a little lazy because this was a lot. So, by the way, if you see pipes like this, it's still chill. Okay, it's still offloads. Look how we could see across the water, man. 20 view distance is crazy. So, I'm thinking. I also don't really have a way in here right now because, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to finalize it. But check it out. From above, a lot has changed. Okay, in that decrepit montage, probably. First and foremost, we have some green space we've re-added to the city. I think it looks cool. We'll do something with it, but I think it's nice. You know, a little bit of civility's been re-added. Then what I have is 6 small tanks that have one immersive engineering fluid silo, fluid tank in there. They can hold 512 buckets of crude each, and then these big boys have 4 immersive engineering fluid tank slash silos in each of them. So it's 4 times 4 is 16 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gives us 22. What you call it? 22 fluid tank slash silo things that can hold 512 buckets each. So if we're good at math, we do the math. 512 times 22 is, it's kind of confusing. So let's go 500 times 20. It's 11. It's roughly 11,000. It's a little bit more than 11,000 buckets of crude oil, which is massive if you think about that. And then also what we've done is we've made the elevated rail. Look at the elevated rail. It's beautiful. It now curves nicely and just goes down a straight road. This road used to follow that wall there and bend around and do all this crazy. Look at it now. It just goes bam bam. So this is where the old oil refinery kind of parking lot was. And then I took away one of the docks here because okay, the ships. We'll do a ship episode, okay? Because I got some stuff about the ships currently. I have some ideas, but at the moment they like to hump and bump, okay? When they get close to stuff, So what I found was by mitigating the double dock thing and making it more, I'm not satisfied yet, okay? I'm not satisfied yet, but making it more kind of accessible. We could download both of our ships from this kind of jut out, and I think it's going to work better. Here's where I was thinking I might add those um, refined gas and diesel tanks if I do add, and maybe here, you know, there is room for improvement. I'm not saying this facility is done, because I could also reclaim some of this ocean here and have some kind of, there's a lot I could do still here. But I think the biggest thing, right, we talked about. Let's just climb in here, the JOA. The biggest thing we talked about was the FPS. When we walked around here, we saw the FPS dip viciously down to like 30s, 40s, and look at that. We got a lag bump there, but it went down to 56. But overall, when you're looking at this stuff, the lowest you really see is 60. And I'm talking about we can hold like 10 times the amount of crude. It honestly is really easy to run. It's not computer controlled or anything. You just literally, oh shoot, I forgot. I was lazy, man. I'm supposed to have stairs that come down each of these so you can access them through the top and go inside. I'm sure you guys saw it during the montage. I was building it, but that's why I have levers. Actually, funny enough, I was gonna add some levers in there. It all is manually controlled, but basically the gist of it is we come out here to our ships where we have access. Here, I'll keep up. No, it kind of looks ugly. We have our ships, our beautiful crude oil ships, and these stupid fish. These freaking idiots, man. I'm gonna go to war with these fools and murder them and everything they'd ever loved. We have these cool ships that, again, will be modified in the future. I think I have a different idea for them and a way to work, a different mod potentially. Don't say create. It's 1.12.2. I know. Okay, I know. So this is how you load. You hook those up when you're ready. I added a little bit of quote-unquote realism. I don't know if it's realistic. I imagine there's probably some, you know, natural gas in the crude oil still. Oh my god, I heard fire. Some natural gas, so I built a little flare line jut out. It's just purely aesthetic. By the way, HBM nuclear mod, I promise you it's coming. I will add it, and it actually has a flare line, I think. So then we have our large crude oil storage here. So this is where the ships bring the crude, and the crude sits in these four large tanks. Then what happens is, via going into them through the tops there, you could fire up the levers and drain them, and they all drain out of the back here. They're connected to this pipeline, and this pipeline ships them over to here, our beautiful smaller ones. Now, these small ones are kind of used for either accepting... Oh god, I gotta sneeze horrifically. No, I fought it. These smaller ones are kind of weird because I don't really have a setup yet in mind. Like, originally what it was is, okay, you could pipeline out of the large ones into the small ones, and the small ones can transport a pipeline out into here, into the shipping, into the train yard, sorry, and you can load your trains. Now, the keen aware viewers are going to see that these are actually for withdrawing from train cars. So I have to switch a little bit of stuff here. I didn't have the ability to do, I did, but I got lazy again. So these augments have to be for loading. So this no longer is an unloading facility for rail. I might keep one track as unloading, maybe the far one, and maybe I'll figure out that if I really care. Because if I don't know, but all the crude oil will really be going to Thomasburg, and the key aspect of this is this facility is to take it from ships to rail cars. Okay, so you know what? Let's hop in the helicopter. Let's hop in the helicopter here, and let's go for a freaking rip. Also, a big factor of this whole holy shit. Okay. All right, that was intense. A big factor of this whole thing was the FPS, man. Like, the FPS, it was honestly, it was diabolical. It was diabolical. Like, it would drop to 20, 30. Like, it was insane on the hardware. And look at it. Like, we're looking at all of it from a helicopter on 20 chunk view distance, man, and we're hitting, like, it genuinely doesn't go below 60, really. Maybe dips into the 50s or whatever, but it's just so much smoother, man. And I mean, I haven't really looked at it from the sky, but it kind of looks dope, man. Like, look at this. I'm all paranoid about FPS. I swear to you, it's not bad. Like, look at that. It's 59. All right, whoa. You know, oh, horrible. Okay, 49. But that's because we're flying around and, like, ripping in a circle. The actual facility itself, if I just kind of hover, 65, 60, I'll take it. I'll take it, okay? I mean, we're also in the chopper, and I can't realistically not spin and do this, but overall, I think it's gonna improve. First of all, it improves the FPS. It does. It also improves the actual usability of this facility to actually, help me store crude from ships, and it's gonna make me want to use ships again. I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking out my butt, but like I don't know. You guys, let me know. We haven't done something industrial in a while. We've been playing a lot with the friends, the people. People, they kind of like those videos. They kind of don't. I think a lot of people like the infrastructure stuff, actually. So we'll see how this goes. But look at this. We got some green space back. The runway makes way more sense because there isn't a train track like 10 feet away from the threshold anymore. It's still elevated, but it's kind of, it runs parallel to it. And yeah. I mean, that's all I did. That's all I got here. That's all it wasn't a massive project. It wasn't something crazy, but I think those of you that understand the reasoning behind why I did this, I think you'll appreciate it, because again, it's cool because it works now. It has purpose, because before it was kind of just like this old thing that I built a while ago, and it wasn't really usable. It was Buildcraft Refinery, Buildcraft Power, and like, I don't know, maybe, what do you guys think? Should I add a immersive engineering refinery to it here? Like, should I, a small, like, one single distillation tower? I don't know. I really don't know, but all I know is I'm really enjoying playing on 20 view distance. I'm ironing out kinks, obviously. FPS is FPS. I think the videos, honestly, they're not as bad with the FPS as one would think with the 20 view distance. Like I said, I have a mod that helps me limit the simulation distance now, so that's kind of cool. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the. It's no longer a refinery, but I'm pretty happy with just how nice that came together. I think the FPS improvement alone is significant, but I also think that the fact that it's actually usable now for offloading from ships onto trains, and now we have, a refinery way out in Thomasburg. It's cool. It's a cool piece of infrastructure. I didn't want to completely rip it out because it's kind of been like a badge for the city. It was the original industry, basically, except for the nuclear power plant. And yeah, but first and foremost, you guys let me know. You guys let me know in the comments. Is it too basic? Do I need to mess with it more? But essentially, it's just a place with a bunch of tanks, and that's what it is. I don't know. But I mean, look at the 20 view distance, man. It's so good, isn't it? It's it's majestic. So, I don't know. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm sick. I've worked on it a lot. Because, by the way, tearing out that old one, it was a disaster. I mean, you see from the clips there, the cables, the pipes. It was honestly diseased. So, in the future, I'm thinking we're gonna mess around more with ships. Look at this. We still have the ship that was quarrying the stupid fish house. We got to bring that one home. So we got to develop our coastline, I think, a little bit more in the city. Make this make more sense. And I have some cool ideas, but um, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know it's not super action packed. I know it's not really a lot of building. It's kind of a montage of building and then me talking a lot. But I don't know. We haven't had a video like this in a while where we actually develop something in the city. And I think, honestly, FPS gain alone was very well worth it. Functionality gain alone was very well worth it. The train line looks better. We got some nice green space back, which I have a plan to work on that too. And in general, I'm pretty pleased with it. So you guys let me know what you guys think. Um, you know, let me know what you guys think. Shoot some in the comments if you guys have liked the recent videos where I'm doing more multiplayer things. If you don't, let me know. I'm trying to figure out a cool balance where I enjoy playing this still, but also I want you guys to enjoy what you're seeing too. So shit. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say on the matter. So, like always, thank you guys for watching this one, and I will see you guys next time.